Okay, so I've started the recording. So here at the Regis office, we have Howard, we have Jimmy Chu, we have Jim Su, and there's myself, Leong Ying. And there's other people right now on Facebook, and they're switching over to here onto Zoom, which is being recorded. Apologize for the lateness, like I said to you. People are already aware what the situation is, but so okay, so let's start the session. Howard, right now, by the way, I will also upload this onto our collective YouTube channel. So in place of taking minutes, which I normally do, I'm just going to upload this so people can listen in and obviously get all the detail. So right now on Zoom we have Craig. Craig, good to see you.
Hello, hello.
We have Fardus. We have Ariel. Hey, Ariel.
Yeah.
And we have Neil, who's based down in Florida. So yeah, he's a translator of my God manuscript from English into Hebrew.
Oh, yeah.
So he's part of the knowledge book. So Jimmy, you should get in touch with Neil. So he's based down in Florida.
Oh, okay.
So
Yeah,
like I said, he's a Hebrew translator. So
Okay, now I can hear you.
Howard right now is emailing the email from the Bruce Lee Foundation. Have you sent it to me as well? Could you send me the copy? Yeah, send it to.
Is that the one? Is that the one from 2 years ago?
It is, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, send that to me. Yeah. So Howard's going to send that to. He's already sent that. Craig's going to send me a copy as well.
Leon, do you want me to send you one copy?
Yeah. Craig? Why don't you forward it to me, please?
Absolutely. Yeah, give me a second. I just have to. It just has to hit my Gmail account.
All right. Thanks.
With pleasure.
That's Facebook?
No, this is Zoom.
Zoom.
Yeah. So we're on Zoom right now.
So
So
if I could join, that'll take me to Zoom? Yeah, Facebook, okay. Lights being joined.
that's Facebook.
And Craig came out. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm sorry. I have to read you. My phone just froze in a second. I guess.
Okay, no problem. There's no rush. You can send that over.
Yeah, I'll get there in a minute. As soon as my phone
Okay.
unfreezes, I'll forward it.
So, all right.
So
So
such a major email. Just shut my phone down.
okay. Now, what else? Hey, Craig, what else was on that agenda? Do you want to go down that list, so we'll go step by step agenda that you sent us?
Yeah, absolutely. Let me. I put it in the messenger if you want to look at it.
Yeah. All right. I'll open up the messenger.
Yeah, just wait. This role. I always believe people should see an agenda, not
Yeah.
you know. Otherwise, it's a hidden agenda. That was a joke. All right.
Okay, so how's sending us the Bruce Lee Foundation? Just to give you a word of thing, Jimmy Chu here also connected with the Bruce Lee Foundation back in 2016, right? Jimmy has contact in San Francisco. Well, Jimmy has contact everywhere. So Jimmy also had a lead in directly to Bruce Lee Foundation as well. So obviously we have several possible leads into foundation if we need to push it a bit more. If you guys are not speaking, then I'm going to mute you so that way if you need to talk, then unmute yourself, okay? So I'm just killing the background noise, that's all. So again, the mute button, unmute button is on the left-hand corner. You should see it. So you need to talk, then just unmute yourself. So as I mentioned, Jimmy and I, and also Howard know Conan Lee, who was a famous martial artist back in the 80s as well. So he has some connection directly to Shannon Lee and the Bruce Lee Foundation. So we have other possible avenues to the foundation as needed. But right now, as I said to you, until we get the money in and set up the corp and get things rolling, it's not a great urgency for that right now. So updates, I'm going to go down this agenda list that Craig sent us. So update, Bruce Lee Foundation legal. So we've got the email from Hout that he's supposed to send. Now fundraising, because I said to you, without money, we're not going to be able to do anything. And I updated all of you with my regular meeting. So I had one beginning of the week with 3 potential investors. The main one was, hey Neil, good seeing you. Neil is Neil, as I mentioned, he's the Hebrew translator of my God manuscript. He's based down in Florida. So
Hello, Neil.
so Neil's new on board. So he's part of,
Shalom Aleichem. You know, Shalom Aleichem.
Shalom, shalom.
Craig knows a little Hebrew speak.
yeah, he speaks real Hebrew, Howard, not like you, Howard.
Oh, that's
All right.
ما عم بقدر اخذ فيديو.
So, but anyway,
انا ما عم بطلع معهم.
you know, so
لا كنا اول مرة معهم.
so no, that's Fathers talking. Fathers, I'm gonna just mute Fathers for now. So the fundraising through Elvis. Elvis is connecting me to a lot of potential fundraising people. So one of the group was Mark Zhao. He was the main coordinator for the Hello Panda extravaganza, which was held at the Met Stadium last year. China put in $7 million. It was intended to be a bridge building between US and China. So they actually booked the event at Met Stadium for 3 years. So, but this year, because coronavirus, of course, is pretty much a dead deal. So out of that 7 million, 5 of it was roughly done in booking the event and getting the thing shipped, and they put $2 million in the marketing of the event. So I'm trying to get Mark now to bring on board his investors into our Love Little Dragon event. So I met him. You all got the reports. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but they're very interested. They're specifically very interested in the telethon. So the telethon, as I mentioned to people, if we do this right, there's no reason why we can't do as good a job as Jerry Lewis. Everyone knows Jerry Lewis. He raised $2.4 billion. I repeat, $1 billion for multiple sclerosis. And so obviously, if we can do as good, and again, I'm very arrogant, there's no reason why we can't do better. Then there's no reason why we can't do this as an annual telethon event, and obviously raise considerable money for all our various charities. Yeah. So anyway, so Howard is, I don't know why Howard is logging on for, he's already on the Zoom. So, but anyway, so obviously I spoke to Samantha, who's obviously on board this. So we'll get her up front with her. She's speaking to Kevin. So part of the package that we want Super Studio City to host our televised event on the 27th is to obviously not only host the event, but also put on a telethon setting for us so we can, you know, obviously raise funds. So Samantha, do you have any updates on when Kevin's going to get the offer to us? Samantha, do you want to? All right.
The connection's a little crazy.
Yeah, sure, but we can hear you.
Okay. So I didn't hear the last of what you said. That was a
Yeah.
little crazy.
Okay, yeah,
Hello?
I'll just basically ask what the update is on Kevin getting us the proposal to us to host the live televised event, including a telethon setup, etc.
You know what I'm going to try doing is try joining from my cell phone instead to see if that makes a difference. But it's really
Okay.
crackly, so it's very hard
Right,
to
yeah, sure.
hear.
Yeah, sure, Samantha. Why don't you
Let me just
log out and
Try
log
this
back in on
out.
your cell phone?
Okay.
Now, so obviously, so the Chinese group are highly interested, but they're obviously highly interested in if they partner with us doing a long-term partner, which is obviously good for us because that's pretty much what we want. We don't want just to be a one-off, you know. And obviously, they want to have a say and a slice of the cake in the fundraising, the telethon. So like I said, the meeting was just this week. So I'm going to convene follow-up meeting with them and, you know, and obviously try to structure something together with them. And, you know, like I said to you, obviously money talks. So if they decide to front up a large portion of the investment to kickstart this, then they will obviously want to have a major say in it as well. But we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, because obviously one of the topics that we want to discuss here is about the corporate structuring as well. I know Craig has already put in a list on that. So anyway, so we're waiting, obviously. I know on Craig's thing, I think he budgeted like $30,000 for the super studio.
Yeah.
Last time I spoke to Samantha, I think the figure was more around 45,000.
Yeah, Leon, you're right. I got a basic number. If it's 45, well, that's why I want the budget there, because if it's wrong, we can correct it immediately.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but obviously Samantha was obviously going to quote negotiate with Kevin, because we're obviously a charitable enterprise, to get that offer down. Well, as I said, so I am going to speak to the Chinese, continue that conversation, follow up, and see where that least takes us. And obviously, I'll keep you all in the loop on that. You also saw my conversation with Jim Hogg. I was hoping he would be on this call because I invited him on, but obviously I invited him at 1 o'clock, so he may have tried getting on. So I'm going to call him later and apologize to him if he did try. So he's a professional sponsorship fundraising guy. So he worked with the big sports things like NFL, that kind of stuff. And I had a big conversation with him earlier this week. So he tore my business plan apart, pretty much said the layout that I put was very amateurish and all that. But I welcomed that because I said to you, I have no. So he was going to edit that appropriately. Like, for example, one of the things that he said on the business plan was not to put dollar values for the sponsor. He said the sponsors these days don't want these decks, you know, the diamond, platinum thing. The sponsors, you have to listen to them and listen to what they want, and then they will tell you how much they will willing to pay you. So he said that is a no-no for a professional proposal, is don't put dollar values into your proposal. And don't say, this is what, as you know, I put platinum, diamond, gold, blah, blah, blah level. And I stated what each party would get. But he said, no. That is not how you should do a professional deck for corporate sponsor these days. Is pretty much just go and, you know, obviously put the proposal together, what you're doing. And then if you get interested, then listen to them and let them tell you what they demand. and what they're willing to pay for that. So I totally get it, and I said absolutely. And he said he was going to edit the proposal for us, which is very, very. So he obviously, by that statement, he's obviously very, very keen. So if he comes on board with us, then obviously he can hopefully bring in the big corporate sponsorship. And obviously one of the big catch is obviously the Wu-Tang Clan. Obviously, and I obviously want to thank Ariel for bringing them on board, because obviously they are literally the #1 rap group in the world. So just having the name, the recognition on that is fantastic. We are also trying to bring other celebrities on. I wrote a letter to both Madonna and Angela Jolie. I do not know how far that's got to them yet. Fathers is on this call. Fathers is also a very, very prominent. She's beyond just being a pure journalist. She was the first woman general manager of a Middle Eastern radio and newspaper. I repeat, the first woman. She is a great pioneering for women's rights. All right. So she was the first woman to run a major Middle Eastern radio station and newspaper. She was a very prominent journalist, very close friend to the royalty in Jordan, Queen Rania. Fathers was Queen Rania's favorite journalist. So she when Hal was asking about oil deal, she was working on potentially oil deal with me a couple of years ago, and she picked up the phone and spoke to the Crown Prince of the Emirates. Okay, we didn't get that oil deal done, but this is the kind of level of connectivity that Fathers have. Okay, and she also did a 2 weeks humanitarian mission with Angela Jolie in Somalia. So I've kindly asked Fathers to reconnect with Angela Jolie and obviously relay the mission that we're trying to do, because obviously if we get a top class celebrity like her to endorse our campaign, then it'll be very, very easy to bring in lots of investors. Okay. Now, beyond that, I also want Angela Jolie to give a major speech on our behalf at the United Nations. So that's why you may have seen me posting on our Love Little Dragon, various aspects on the United Nations and the peace mission, okay? It's not me trying to be egotistical. It's not me posting things that are not related to Love Little Dragon. It is related to Love Little Dragon. It's all connected as one. Like I said, one of our goals at the UN summit is to actually get a peace statue of Bruce Lee that I want China and US to jointly fund as a peace symbol and donate that to United Nations. So it's all interconnected. And in fact, now that I mentioned Fathers, hey Fathers, do you want to give us a little quick talk on yourself and what you're doing with so this is
Okay, before that, you know me, I'm a very good listener, woman, more than talkative. I listen for all what you talk about. Just now, I had somebody just to know that I'm working for this agenda. I have somebody, he's American, and he asked me to find him a seller for 5 billion. With 5 billion, he need a shelter, he need the hospitals, and I can send you his email.
Yes.
He sent me, and to be honest, I'm trying to help him by this under the umbrella of our collective. Okay.
Fantastic. This is fantastic.
Yeah, I told him that I'm not working alone
Yeah.
and I will try to find a seller.
All right.
This is, I should answer him. He gave me just 10 days and he said, I'm looking here and here, but somebody of your friends, close friends, he told me about you. And when I know him, he's Angelo. You know Angelo.
Of course, I know Angela.
He said, she can help you by this. And I ask you now, I'm sorry to change the subject that you were talking about, but all of them, they will inside our collective.
Yeah.
Did you have, or do you ask me, I couldn't, you confuse me. Like you have a fundraiser, Chinese fundraiser for any project, we will bring it to you?
Well, as you know, fathers, obviously our collective are tied in quite strongly with many Chinese connections. As you know, that's pretty public knowledge. As you know, I'm pretty a publicity whore, so I've shown who our Chinese people, not all of them, but our Chinese people. But this one specifically, I had the meeting this past Wednesday in Chinatown with 3 groups. As I mentioned, the primary one was Mark Zhao, who operated the Hello Panda extravaganza, which was a $7 million show in the Met Stadium. It was supposed to be for over 3 years, but obviously this year's cancelled because obviously COVID. So that's why I'm talking to him about whether that money could be directed to our campaign. So that's an ongoing. So I will be arranging a follow-up meeting with him and his representative to obviously get them on board. So they're very keen, especially very keen on this telethon thing that I told them about. You know, the Jerry Lewis, the 2.4 billion that he raised through their campaign for multiple sclerosis, so all that stuff. So one last question, Fathers, because I obviously don't want to take too much time with this. Have you any approach with Angela Jolie? Have you
Yes,
managed to?
Angela Jolie, before yesterday, they sent me an email that she's a little busy with her
Okay.
adoption son birthday, and she outside of LA, and they give me another email. I can send her invitation, and I told her everything I want because I know this young woman, she's her right hands, you know, everything she told him, she told her about me and what I decide to send her. I will let her, first of all, to accept our invitation.
Yes.
To be with us.
Perfect.
Even online,
yeah.
It's okay.
All right.
Because of Corona. The
all
second
right.
things, I will ask you, all of you, do you like to explain to her that we need a fundraiser to support us as a collective, because we're working for peace around the world, we're working for new education.
Yes.
Through
Fathers,
the pandemic.
What I'll do is I will communicate separately with you, and as I mentioned before, I will write the appropriate letter that I want you to send to Angela Jolie. But we have to be very, very careful how we word it, because we're only going to get one shot with a lady of that prominence. So I obviously want to tie in the UN thing, the mission for peace, for children, for education, which obviously this Love Little Dragon is a part of. So it is very important that we approach it very, very professionally and very, very, you know, like I said to you, we're only going to have one shot. So let me draft up the letter for you. And I'll communicate with you offline on that. But it's good that you reconnected the connection with Angela Jolie, because if we can get her on board this Love Little Dragon. Then
I wish that, because many times they did the same things, but they didn't answer me more.
Yeah.
I put many reasons, maybe because the pandemic, maybe because of her health, maybe, but I feel this time I will catch her.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's what I
anyhow,
said. Yeah.
I will
Well, that's what I
catch
said.
her.
We have to be very, very careful how we approach her, because we just
Yeah.
can't bombard her with a million and one thing. You know, like I
And
said,
I
I'm sure she gets
have-
millions of requests. So we have to make sure. So let's take this offline. We don't need to go
Yeah,
over
here you go.
detail here. There's just too much
I
things
have-
we need to cover right
I
now.
have
Okay.
another VIP person.
Yeah.
And maybe you remember him. He's Dr. Abdullah Niyadi. He's
Oh, yeah.
the manager of Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed office.
Oh, of course. Yes.
Now,
Yeah, he's,
now he's the personal assistant for Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed.
Yeah.
And I try to send him many things like dua, we said in our religion, like
Yeah.
since 20 days. Early morning, he sent Fardos, are you still working with the group in UN? I said,
Yeah.
yes, sir. He said, do you remember the peace project that you introduced to me before?
Yeah.
4 years? And I said, yes, but we couldn't through on that. Many things happened around the world, but now we're working again on peace, but in another way. And this way about a new education for all the people who are suffering from the wars, and give them a new education by very professional people. And we need support. We still need support.
This
He
is great.
said, yeah,
Father-
he said, could you write to me
Yeah.
all these things? Maybe I can help by Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed. I told you now this because maybe it's give you and give all our collective membership a hope that we still have some people can help us by all these
Okay.
projects.
All right, Fadus, I'm going to cut you off. Yes is the answer. So this is great news. Just to everyone who's listening, Fadus is talking about a billionaire sheikh that we were trying to work on a peace tent proposal a few years ago. So he is a very, very wealthy Middle East philanthropist. So Fadus, this is excellent news. So I will take this offline because I said to you, there's a lot of things we need to cover here and we have to approach both those. So I will discuss with you privately on the Andrew Jolie and on the sheikh at the UAE. So let's take this offline and I'll discuss with you later on how best to approach both. Okay, Fadus? So thank you very much.
Just be sure he's the president of Abu Dhabi. It's not Dubai.
Oh, sorry, Abu Dhabi. My correction.
Yeah.
The president of Abu Dhabi, not UAE.
Yeah.
Thank you for that correction. Yeah, no, you're
Okay.
absolutely right. We're trying to do the
Okay.
oil deal with Abu Dhabi. So Fadus, this is fantastic news. I'll take it offline and I'll follow you later today. Okay, Fadus? So I'll talk to
Okay.
you later today. So thank you. So that is, okay, so let's go down the next agenda group. Well, we're on sponsorship. So Howard, why don't you tell us about your fantastic sponsor meeting today that caused you to be late? So tell us, what was it?
Howard, get closer. I can't hear you.
I couldn't hear you, yeah.
Closer. No.
All right, it is what it is. Just carry on talking, Howard. Yeah, it's good enough, Howard.
Why doesn't he go off mute? It may be better if he's not. If he's unmuted, we may be able to hear him. He's muted.
Why don't you come over here?
Yeah, Howard, why don't you come over here and use my computer?
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to use my computer. That way,
Yeah.
Could you hear me now? Is that better?
Yes, because if you're on mute, we can't hear you.
I was not on mute, but.
You are. Your computer is on mute.
Okay. I met a good friend of mine, Henry Val. Craig knows him. He owns a CBD chocolate company that's growing fast. And he's very interested in being a sponsor. His birthday is also November 28th, which is that weekend. I have to send him a professional presentation package, and he'll be more than happy to be a sponsor because he's the CEO of the company. So that's what happened today.
Did he say how much he wants to sponsor
He
for? How?
didn't say, but it's a substantially growing chocolate CBD company in New York. And hopefully I will negotiate this week what check he can write at what level.
What does he need from us?
A professional presentation package of our event with sponsorship levels.
All right. Does he want to meet us for this presentation, or he just wants to email him?
I can email him or meet him. Most of the sponsors will, how many eyeballs are going to be on this event, which there'll be many. They want to know how many eyeballs and basic demographics, which is pretty much 18 to 70. We'll get that. I also recently hired but didn't put on retainer an excellent entertainment attorney who just did the VMA Awards, and that was streamed online, so they know what they're doing. Very, very professional. And I have a expert fundraiser consultant for nonprofit issues. And I have another entertainment attorney consultant who put Roger Daltrey on Broadway and worked with Eddie Murphy and all these people. And we need the best of the best, because this has to be the best for the 80th birthday celebration of Bruce Lee. It's got to be.
Actually, Howard brings up a good point. So Jim Hack, the guy Huck that I mentioned to you, that's one of the questions that he needs to answer for his corporate sponsor as well. And that is, what is the audience demographic? The only one that can answer that right now is Kevin, because it's his broadcasting show that's putting on our Super City. So Samantha seems to have dropped out, but we need that answered from Kevin or Samantha.
Leon, we can get the answer in another. We can also get the answer another way.
Answer.
I can answer that right now in the presentation. He told us he goes on Vimeo. Vimeo goes out to over 200 million viewers, like 18 to 70 men and women. So there's the answer. 200 million viewers through Vimeo. 18 to 70 is the demographics, men and women.
But
that's part of the package that he's offering us.
Yes.
That's
yes,
part of the
he
package.
goes out on Vimeo,
All right.
streaming, boom.
So the 45,000 that Samantha mentioned, that includes the Vimeo
Correct.
package.
Correct.
Okay. All right. That's great news. So
But
200
it's not. It's not. All right. Can I just go through how you do social media? The answer is yes. It's going to go 70 million. It's just like if I broadcast it on TV, it's technically going to the whole country. Your sponsor is going to ask you who is going to be watching it, not who is going to be broadcast to.
Correct.
And we do have a way of answering that question. And this comes into the budget of social media, because there are a number, Leon, a number of Bruce Lee fan groups, Reddit groups, etc., where we can get demographics off of Facebook from. That's your demographic. And it's a very real demographic, and it's a demographic that is going to be one that we can justify. Saying we're going to go to 270 million people,
Right.
Listen, I can broadcast and go to 1 billion people. It's who's going to turn it on. And this is something why I put money in the budget for social media, and why your own, who is Howard's friend, but somebody who I spend a lot of time talking with, we're going to need that social media outreach, because that's where our audience is going to come from. And I do it, since I have the floor, we have less than 10 weeks to get this thing done. I do want to, hang on, I'm just going to go offline. I'm going to make a suggestion, Leon, that you, Howard, and a few of us, Samantha, create a committee. We'll do this offline. We don't need to be a big conversation right now. And we just, let's set up a committee. Committees get things done, and then we'll report next week. And we'll get Samantha on board, Jenny, Ariel, et cetera. And just because what we can do, one of two things. We can budget a larger event. We can also do a smaller event. But I think it's important we do something on the weekend of Bruce Lee's birthday.
No, I totally agree with you on that.
But we have 10 weeks to do it.
Depending on how much money we get, will determine whether it's a small, medium, or large
But
event.
but we can
Yeah.
we can actually work on them, and this is why I respectfully disagree with you, and I mean this in respect. I mean, you've done amazing stuff. We need the Bruce Lee Foundation, and I saw the email. You could just everyone can decide the value of that email. To get Bruce Lee Foundation, it gets us out of a lot of trouble, gives us immediate credibility with those groups that we're going to be reaching out to, and it gets us to. If we can get Shannon Lee to do a book plug on our event, and talk about the philosophy of her father, which is what I believe the book is about. That's extremely valuable. If we can get Angela Mao, doesn't cost a lot of money. These are all Zoom things.
Yeah, the Angie Mawin, yeah, we can get that. The issue again, I'll talk to you about the.
Please, we can do this
foundation.
offline.
We did that offline. It's not as easy as you may think it.
I don't know how hard.
We've been communicating with the Bruce Lee Foundation since 2015.
Yeah.
And you may, so I know the history better than anyone else.
Right.
The only one who probably knows the history better than me on the Bruce Lee is Jimmy Chu and Howard. Okay. So if you want the brutal, honest truth, then you can hear it from Jimmy or myself. So
Good.
I can give you that to you
we'll
privately.
talk offline. I
We'll
want to
do
do
that
it
offline, okay? So
yeah, offline. It's
No,
fine.
that's,
But
okay, so
but
we'll take that offline.
yeah, but we're in agreement. We'll do a committee structure to get this.
Perfect.
Okay, good.
But
That's
we
all I
do need, but I want that in writing from Kevin, exactly the dollar value and the demographic, because my sponsors are asking for that, you know. It's all right for me to say this, they said, well, show me. So that's why I've been hounding, no offense, I've been hounding Samantha, Howard, and Kevin for the offer in writing. So when my Chinese investors or whatever, or Jim Hart, the thing, are asking for me this information, I'm not just saying ahhing and umming, okay? So part of this group meeting that we put together is that we need that those numbers and that thing in writing from Kevin, okay? So that then will then allow me to put that on the table and show my sponsors, show your sponsor, show thing that, okay, yeah, we're aware. If it says 200 million that I can beam to, then at least my sponsor, oh, well, you're broadcasting to this audience through this channel. Now, how, again, I mean, these are professional like we are. How can we then, what's the realistic of that 200 that you're beaming to? You know, not everyone's going to be watching us, all right? That's not the reality. I mean, even the Super Bowl, 200 million don't watch it, okay? So we got to be realistic about that. But at least it gives us some number that I can go to them. All right, this is going through Vimeo, or is it going through CBS? It's going through ABC, it's going through Netflix, it's going through what? So I need that in writing so I can show my sponsors, my investors, okay? So that'll be part of the thing that Craig, I'll let you create the committee. Okay,
Good.
So you, me, Howard, Samantha, and the first thing I demand from this committee is I need a written offer from Super Studio City.
That's going to come on Tuesday, where I'll talk to Samantha.
Perfect.
And is it okay?
All right.
I think we should put Ariel and Jenny on the committee too, because Ariel.
I agree. Put
Okay,
Ariel
okay.
and
I will
Jenny.
set up a
Perfect.
committee. I'll set it up, and great.
I'll let you
I
set that up.
appreciate your doing this.
Fantastic. Thank you very much on that. And all right, I'll let you set that up. So that's good. So let's go down to next agenda. What's the next agenda topic? Okay, corporate structure and committee decision making.
We just handled that. You just
Okay, all right.
you know, when we get some
All
more
right,
money
streaming
coming in,
event,
and
we
have a
just
committee
handled that. Corporate sponsor, we just talk about that.
Yep.
All right, amazing, cool, mystic jewelry. Jimmy,
Let's-
you want to talk about your jewelry thing?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was hoping. Well, so basically, the jewelry design is based on the logo that Jenny has. I think everyone else seen the final the logo design, which is the two dragons forming a heart shape. Okay, so
Yeah,
basic.
I'm still working on making it into vector.
Oh, you are, Clovia. Great.
Yes.
Yeah.
How
I
are
don't
you?
know. The best way to show is this way, because I thought Jenny will be here to actually present her design. because I rather have her design comes first, and then my jewelry designs come later. But you know, this is the first one. The first few one, if you guys just kind of focus here, is a necklace
Yeah.
piece. This
There you go.
is the first one that I did. I don't know if you guys can see. So basically, it's got the two dragons holding the heart shape with the yin and yang sign in the center. Yeah. So it's pretty much self-explained. What the logo is two-dimensional. This will be three-dimensional, made out of probably silver. You know,
Silver or solid gold, even
No.
gold, because gold is lucky than silver.
I know, but it depends on the budget that we can do this
Right.
with. Okay. Let me just go on with this one right here. This one right here is actually a pin. This pin can actually go on. You could pin it on your dress or your shirt.
A brooch.
Exactly. Yeah. And again, it's the same concept. The
It's
cloud form.
beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, Clovia.
Mm.
So it's a symmetrical design.
Mhm.
You know, this one, it looks, it's almost like a captain's pin that you have, the cloud. The clouds is a very important element in the Chinese mythical creature of the dragons. As you can see where the dragon is. Now, there'll also be diamond pieces to go in certain areas. For instance, the yin and yang, the signs,
Yeah.
that could be a diamond stones right there.
I was gonna
And
say
also
that.
the eyes of the dragons too. Yeah. So I don't know. I mean, I worked with Clovia a lot in the past. Clovia, have you seen the jewelry, the piece, the double dragon that Anna had made? Based on,
I'm not sure if I did. Is it within the Facebook chat or Messenger, or where can I find it?
I don't know, but it's right now the piece is in Bruges right now. But let me just go on with some of the other designs. This piece right here. This is a bracelet.
Mhm.
This is a bracelet that you wear around your wrist. So as you can see, this is a much bigger drawing. So imagine you could clamp that onto your wrist. So and so it's the same motif to always have the clouds on both sides and the whole symmetry. And so that's. So these are the earlier designs. Now I have other ones too that I could go on in detail, but let's see. Let me just show you. I mean, there's so many other ones. I came up with 20 different variations design, and all that. One of them is we found a Chinese investor company. It's called QJ Jewelry. They're the biggest wholesaler of semi-precious stone, mainly jade, in Guangzhou, China. So they distribute about 60% of all the stones for jewelries. 70%. Okay. So right now they wanted to get into the market, the U.S. market. Okay. Yeah, that's how much it's going to cost. So basically, I came up with a design where it's you could see these are the round beads are actually, they call it the jade pearl beads. So incorporate the pearl beads, which is, to me, is very one-dimensional. But with our new Love Little Dragon design, it's gonna take the pearl beads to a higher dimensions to give it more of that. Very interesting look. So let me, and also, so basically, jumping into, here's another example of using jade beads as a design. So you can see it's got a lot more dimensions with the dragons, with the clouds, and also with the beads. So that's one variation. This one right here is medallion pin. It gives it's combination of rough jade, as you can see. It's almost like a snowflake kind of a design, and with the pearl beads around the perimeter of the two dragons that forms the heart shape. Let me just show you. I have a few more left. Should I talk about combining Rachel's?
Oh yeah, no, absolutely, Rachel.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. He's not here anymore, right? Craig Miller.
I'm still here.
Oh, Craig, yes. So Craig, I wanted to show you. Okay, great. So, Craig, this is really for.
A little bit higher. Like, could you hold? Yeah, a little bit higher.
Okay.
Oh, that's nice.
All right. So what I did for this right here in the center, instead of the yin yang sign, is actually the three-letter of God, and this three-letter of God represents the to ward off the evil eyes. Okay. Now it's similar to the Turkish evil eye. If you fight fire, fire. So when you wear evil eye, it's wearing off other evil eyes around you. This concept is combining the love little dragon with the three-letter Hebrew letter that represents wearing off evil eyes. Here's the evil eyes right here. Okay, so there's that alchemy. I mean, for lack of a better term, you wear this medallion piece, and this will give you good luck, luck against evil eyes, and evil eyes means jealousy and other bad things that will happen to you. Call it superstitions, but also it could be a trend for not just for Chinese customers, not just for Jewish customers, but also I'm hoping will bring back the whole bling bling, if you will. The back in the 80s were the urban populations, especially with the hip hop populations, were bling blings. I think what would help with selling and starting off this trend is the Wu-Tang Gang, because they're
thinking the exact same thing.
Yes, right. So basically, if you look at it, this is very basically a majority of the urban trend with popularity of martial arts and Bruce Lee is inner city, or I call it the urban. So if you look at, for example, I used to work for Polo, and back in the 90s, Tommy Hilfiger was very popular with the urban, with the people in the urban or the inner city, So it's kind of like so hopefully these designs would bring the market, would make the market to buy these items more popular, and again this would so as you can see, incorporating beads, the jade beads would be distributed and manufactured by this company called KJ Jewelry Incorporated. They're like I said, they're wholesale, but they could also manufacture, mass produce, Love Little Dragon, combining with Rachel Brown collection to the American market. Now, let me just explain very, very briefly about a Rachel Brown collection. Rachel Brown is probably one of the most popular Kabbalic jewelrists. She makes the most popular Kabbalist jewelry for Donna Karan. Madonna, who is also a Kabbalist, also wear her jewelry too, and as well as Ashton Kutcher. So this is just to name a few of the celebrity that Rachel, that they wear Rachel Brown collection. So this would be a collaboration between Love Little Dragon and Rachel Brown collection. And again, the medallion piece that you see here, which is a Kabbalic sign, the 72 name of gods, it could also be very, very big, like big medallion piece that looks like the bling blings, which we would hopefully market to the urban people or the inner city, like the hip hop and all that.
So what you're
you know.
so what you're going to be talking about is kind of a new market.
Exactly.
Making
Yes.
Bruce Lee hip hop, and that's what the Wu-Tang Clan can do.
That's right. Exactly. Yes. Yes.
And especially now, if you think about it, especially now with with a lot of the issues on social justice, Black Lives Matters, etc.
Exactly. Yes.
Very powerful meme.
Exactly. Yes. Yes. You said it right there, Craig. And this is why when we met that time in New Jersey, I verbally explained to you, Kabbalic jewelry, how powerful it can be, and the Kabbalic jewelry is not really market toward Jewish Americans, but it's market to non Jewish Americans, and especially the other minorities such as blacks and Hispanics, or other minorities as well, but they make up most of the American populations.
So I think
yeah.
So anyway, thanks, Jim. So I said, the jewelry is obviously going to play a very important role, and this ties in also, as some of you already know, our goal for the Clydesdale Diamond Show, which could also tie in with what Fardus is. We could work with Fardus and the president of Abu Dhabi. So there's a lot of interconnectivity that we can do from here. So
Leon, we can use this as we're building on your website and building it out into a Shopify and a shopping center.
Okay. All right. Fardus wants to have a say. So Fardus, why don't you unmute? And I think she wants to say something.
Oh, please.
Fardus?
Sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Excuse me. About this jewelry, why we couldn't make a kind of presentation paper and send it for the high level people, like Princess, she's the wife of Prince Howard now, the Britain one, like the Saudian ambassador in Washington. You don't know that the political going together with the trade and with the industrial, and this is what make to us a good money. Now I'm looking for all these design. I don't know what the background of my colleague now who make a presentation about the design of this jewelry. He working with this big company, or he wants to make looks like this, or how we can help him by make marketing for all these jewelry. We can go for a very high level people now, especially in Corona, the people will not buy now jewelry, even they are millionaire. They're looking for a project, industrial project, something to bring to them money, a lot of money. We should focus with all these princes around the world, all VIP women.
I know, Father, so I'm going to take this up. QJ Chinese jewelers, they are willing to invest for free hardware, free training to set up various business enterprises around the world. So I'm working with Afghanistan, but there's no reason why we cannot do this kind of operation. So they offer not just the commercial jewelry, which they're trying to bring in 300 million into the US, but they also work on semi-precious and high-end jewelry. But I don't want to clog up this.
Okay,
I'll take it offline and discuss with you separately on that.
This is amazing, Dr. Leon.
I know.
We can by our educational seminar, we can ask all the new college and the big university to take him as a trainer for these students you
Yeah.
know,
So
and they
I know
will bill
Faz,
for
so
the semester.
all right. So anyway, Fadus, I'm going to take this offline with you and cover that. So you, me, so we can have various separate committees. So Craig's going to set one up on the televised show. So he'll set that up, and I can have you and Jimmy and me and Jenny and Rachel Brown
Yeah,
from
hi,
my
Jenny.
Chinese group. We'll set up a separate entity relating to these jewelry stuff. Okay. So
Okay,
like I
you're
said to you,
right.
there's a lot of stuff that we can do separately, but I just don't, this is more of a
Yeah,
generalized thing.
Yeah, I
So
have
thank you
many
very much.
idea
So
for
we
him.
pretty
I
much,
have many
all right, so
idea.
we pretty much covered all the agenda. Is there anything that anyone want to, so I want to thank everyone for coming on board. This has been extremely productive. So like I said to you, I'm recording this session. I will upload this to our collective YouTube channel, and I'll send everyone the link. So rather than me writing minutes, you can all obviously listen in and obviously see the amazing things that we discuss on here. And it is absolutely amazing. And I want to thank you all for being part of this and
Me
contributing
too, me too.
greatly.
Thanks for
Thanks to
all
Greg.
of you to
Thanks to
having me.
Fadus.
Thank
Thanks
you.
to obviously Sammy, Clovia, Neil, and obviously Howard, and Jenny just arrived. So
Hi, Jenny. How are you,
so Jenny's
Jenny?
here. Jenny, do you want to give us
Hi, Jenny.
an update? Jenny, do you want to give us an update on anything? On sponsorship or anything? Here, you're on Zoom. Here, just go on this. Just use this, right? You get
Hey,
extra.
Jenny.
This is
Jenny, I just sent you a document also.
Yeah. Oh, okay, great. Yeah, as you know, we talked about in our separate Zoom meeting, right, a couple of days ago. I'm you know, been working on getting the funding for my friend, the anonymous, you know, MD, as we, you know to him. So I'm hoping he will call in. He can't make our meeting today. You know, I asked him, yeah, he can call in and give us an update on the funding. So, so that's the latest thing, you know, what I've been working on, and that's the latest up, you know. Yep.
And before you arrive, Craig's going to set up a separate committee, executive committee. So he's going to have you on board.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about various aspects. But you can listen to the recording later on. We don't want to repeat it yourself. So Greg will do that, okay?
All committee members were just sent a Google Doc with the budget on it, and I made the correction you spoke about. Good,
Perfect.
yeah.
So, all right. So anyway, we pretty much reached the end. Is there any other topics or comments people want to have they say before we close out this very productive? Clovia has a hand up. All right, Clovia, why don't you unmute yourself? And
So I'm Clovia Ng, and started as an illustrator, then turned graphic designer, have my own business for decades now. Just wanted to say, if you guys need help with marketing, presentation, marketing materials, identity materials, anything like that, I can do print design, help with printing, or even website work. I'm familiar with WordPress themes. I did one whole design myself for my cousin, and they've been working on other websites with WordPress. So if you need to help, you know, I'm here, I'm offering help. And again, and depending on how much I do, whatever we can discuss about, I don't know how you guys are getting paid. I don't know, but so
thanks, Clovia.
if you want my website, I can put it in the Facebook Messenger, and you could take a look at it. I'm working on representation of my design samples, but I do have some available.
All right, thanks, Clovia. So
thank you.
All right, is there anything else anyone wants to comment? If not, I'm going to stop. Yeah, hey, Francois, do you want to come? This is a professional photographer and videographer. Francois, do you want to introduce yourself to the group here?
Yeah, my name is Francois Bonneau. I'm from New York right now. And that's what I'm doing. I'm a photographer for 25 years, 30 years. And now I'm doing video also. And make a story. That's my goal, is to make a story. And I don't know if you need me.
We have a story.
And we need to talk about creation, how to move forward. I'm the right person for you.
We have a story for you to tell.
Yeah.
Nice to meet
All
you.
right.
If you
Thank you
want,
so much.
if you want me to add,
And I'm sorry, my hair is so long. COVID-19, everything's grow.
so give me your detail and I'll send you the link to all the information.
The information.
Yeah. So
Thank you very much for that. Any question?
No.
What kind of photography have you done?
Oh, I done a lot of publicity on the past, like advertising, a lot of magazine, a front page of magazine. I have a portfolio if you're going to see. And I was doing a lot with advertising, annual report, a lot of corporation. I was one of the major photographers for, at that time, it was Alvestar. Alvestar was a company about technology, about the battery. Like I was a photographer for 4 years to cover all the need about how to advertise themselves. And
So
also,
I've worked throughout the years. I've worked with fashion photographers. I've
I'm
worked
not
with
really,
still life.
I'm not,
I've
I
worked
never
with food
really a part of the
photographers.
fashion photography. I'm more about the corporation photography.
Right.
Like I was working with Ernst & Young was one of my big client. And I was working for my government in Canada for communication for Canada. I was also in communication for Quebec. And I was, and also, you know, I have a lot of clients at that time. And I was working for different magazines also. Yeah. Like immigration, how to bring them. Yeah. And not just that, I was creating also. Yeah, it's my website. Yeah. Like I did a lot of things. I have a lot of experience as a photographer.
Yeah, put your website in the Facebook Messenger so we can all see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna add him on, so we don't need to go. So he's gonna give me the detail, and I'm gonna include him into the group so we can exchange information.
Nice to meet you.
Francois, so
Thank
give
you
me
so
your
much.
information,
Yeah.
and I'll send you all the. So all right, thank you everyone. So unless there's any more questions, then I want to thank you all for a very, very productive meeting. I'll upload this onto our collective YouTube channel, and I'll send you all the links so you can all listen in and follow up. I will follow up with Fardus on Anja Jolie and the president of Abu Dhabi, and obviously on the jewelry stuff as well. And Craig, you create the executive group for us to discuss about the live show, etc. And you know, and we'll take it from there. So thank you again, everyone. I'll send you all the information shortly. Okay. All right. God bless you all. Be safe. Okay.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.